Go.
Hello, welcome to Station Plaza Tasting Bar again. We're here with Massimo Alois from Northern Campania, which is just south of the Abruzzi region in Italy, to talk about some phenomenal wines.
Hi, I'm Massimo Alois, and I'm here to present my wines, or our wines, because actually it's my father who started this adventure 20 years ago in the Campania region. It's Northern Campania, is the area which goes towards Abruzzi. And he started because he had got a friend at university in Florence who had to replace a professor in Naples who actually died. And he used to come over saying to my father, please Michele, you gotta buy a piece of land, because here in Campania you've got a treasure. You have got so many ancient vines, indigenous varietals, and no one knows anything about that. They are all growing Sangiovese, Merlot and Cabernet, and this has nothing to do with Campania region. So please help me, because the Ministry of Agriculture has given me money. You know, they are financing a project, and they want to have someone who can buy a piece of land, and they can, you know, you gotta plant these indigenous varietals, and I can set up a camp, you know, an experimental camp in your vineyard. So that's what happened. And so my father in 1992, he retired because he was involved in another business, in the silk business. You know, we have got this tradition, you know, in our family. We have always been producing fabrics for upholstery. So he left the company and he retired, and he bought this piece of land, and he started cultivating all these indigenous varietals, such as Sciascinoso, Pallagrello Bianco, Pallagrello Nero, Aglianico, Coda di Pecora, which is sheeptail, Falanghina, Casavecchia. And you know, after a while, after all these experimentations with university, he focused on 5 out of 9. So Falanghina and Casavecchia, these are the 2 wines we want to present you. The Falanghina is a white wine. We in 1 hectare you just find 5,400 plants. That means that every plant is far away, you know, 80 centimeters, you know, from one from the other. 80 centimeters is, I mean, like that. So that means that if the Falanghina doesn't produce on the first 2-3 flowers, and it produces starting from the 3rd flower, you just have 5 flowers left to produce a bunch. So if every flower produces a bunch, which is around, you know, 100 and let's say 50 grams, so you have just 5 bunches and almost 1 kilo per plant. So 1 plant makes a bottle. So that's why you will taste this mineral taste. You know, you can taste this minerality within all our wines. Then don't forget that we are in a valley surrounded by hills which are between 2 volcanoes. One is Rocca Monfina and the other one is the Vesuvio. So the soil is volcanic, it's a kind of grayish. So that's why the wine, the white wine as well, is very mineral. Then we have the Casavecchia, which is another ancient wine, and the Plinio the Elder, 2,000 years ago, he was talking about this wine in his Naturalis Historia. So he was saying that the Romans used to go from Rome to Pompeii, and they used to stop in the Ager Trebulanum, which is where we are. He says, enjoying life and drink good wine. So the Casavecchia is called like that. You know, Casavecchia means literally old house, Casa Vecchia, because the vintners found this big tree almost 40 years ago, and this tree was that big, this vine, you know, was that big that they assumed that this tree was a pre-phylloxera tree. So from that tree we took all the branches to graft into new vineyards. So this is one of those few wines that you find in Italy which is a pre-phylloxera wine. So I hope you can enjoy them, you know, to just try, taste them, and tell us what you think.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you.